This is Mon Health Talk, a weekly program focusing on the dedicated physicians, nurses, and staff at Mon Health, the region's premier community hospital system. People with skillful hands and bright minds using state-of-the-art technology. We don't just practice medicine, we care for people like family. That's why at Mon Health you can feel the difference. Once again, welcome to this edition of Mon Health Talk.
Mon Health Talk for this Monday. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on WAJR. I'm Kyle Wiggs, and we're joined by one of our old friends, Sarah McGuire. Used to work here for many, many years, and she's going to join us to talk about her role with the Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary. And Sarah, good morning.
Morning. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's good. At least for a while. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good to hear from you again. And again, for those who don't know, Sarah was a member of the morning show team on the radio station across the hall, WVAQ.
Yeah.
So where has life taken you since then?
Oh, boy. So since the show, I had my daughter. Actually, that I was doing radio right up until literally giving birth to my daughter. And so since then I started freelance writing and editing, actually, and then 4 years ago I started a content agency. And so I've been running my business and writing and editing and raising Lennon, my daughter, for the last 7 years. It's crazy.
Wow.
And then a couple years ago, I joined the Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary.
Okay.
So, as a volunteer type thing. So, yeah, it's been a crazy 7. You and I were just talking about that. I'm like, I feel like it was yesterday, I'm driving into work at 5 in the morning to get ready for the morning show and putting my Sonys on and doing all the things, and now it just feels crazy how fast that happened, where everything's different.
And of course, your father was a longtime morning show host as well. So he's out there listening. He still looms large.
He does. Yeah. I'm worried a little bit he's going to try to call in, actually. So it wouldn't shock me so much, but yes. Oh yeah. He looms on all of you. Like, it's not just me either. He's constantly listening to all the stations. He knows all the goings on of everything happening. Yeah.
Looming large, no doubt.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about the Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary. What exactly is it? What role does it play in terms of helping Mon Health exist and advance with things?
Yeah, so the Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary is basically, it helps the overall community's health, support the overall community's health by doing fundraising for the hospital. So it operates kind of as its own entity, but works for the hospital to help build different programs or provide, different support and resources to help the hospital, grow and thrive, and then help the community as well. And so you'll see that in like a number of different ways, the fundraising portion, I guess, a number of different ways, from, restaurant club coupon books to having a lifetime membership to the gift shop, even in the hospital. And most people know about the Ball of the Year. That's one of the biggest ones that the auxiliary has been responsible for many, many years. But yeah, it's all to help, the overall health of the community, just to maintain it and give people the resources that they need to maintain healthy lifestyles. Why
were you drawn to it?
So I actually got asked to join the committee. So the Ball of the Year is a very big, and we're going to go into, of course, the new exciting event, but the Ball of the Year is a big undertaking. It's a big event in our community, and I was asked, and so every year there's a new committee that supports it and helps to run it in addition to the auxiliary. And so I was asked to join that committee in 2019. So I had a 1-year-old at the time, and they asked me if I would join, and the cause was actually for the P3 program, which is they were trying to help fund a program to help women with postpartum, just in general, give them resources. And so that was something I was very passionate about. So I joined to help do that, and I didn't leave, because it was just such a great, feeling like you can help your community out in that way, provide these different programs and resources that really actually help people was just such a good feeling for me. So I stayed on and continued to serve on that committee every single year, even through COVID, which was very stressful. And then this year they asked me to chair a new fundraiser, which is both exciting and terrifying all at the same time. So,
you're kind of blazing the trail with this. So tell us about the Derby.
Yes. Okay. So I'm so excited about it. So basically the ball of the year, the thing that we want everyone to know in the community is that the ball of the year is still absolutely happening. It's just that it's being taken over now by the hospital. So the hospital is going to be running the ball of the year now, and the auxiliary has decided to pivot our focus. And so the auxiliary is going to support a new signature event in the community, and it is called the Derby. So obviously very much like the Kentucky Derby, but we don't say that because, copywriting and all the things. So basically this is happening on May 3rd. And it is going to be at the 4T Arena, and we're looking at it as this is definitely more accessible to the community. Tickets are only $100 a piece, and it's going to be from 3 o'clock until 7:30, and we're going to have all the things. I mean, imagine the hats, the mint juleps, we'll have bourbon tasting. We're going to have the races and then prizes if you win, if you choose the winning horse. So it's going to be a really exciting new event, and I'm just pumped to be a part of it and help to plan it, honestly.
Okay, so it is around the Kentucky Derby, but for our purposes, we're going to call it the Derby. Saturday,
that is right.
Yeah, Saturday, May the 3rd, 3 to 7:30, 4T Arena in Bridgeport. Tickets $100. So what goes into? I would imagine you're part of a committee. What goes into planning something like this? How many people? How many hours? How much stress?
Oh my God! So I'll say this up front. It's totally worth it. It's going to be totally worth it. This one is a little different because what's happened in the past is, the committee has been, it's the ball of the year is always the event, and it is in November. And so once the ball ends, you start planning for the next year at that time. This one, the Derby is in May, and we didn't want to start double planning really. So our planning started in January. So we have a very short 4.5 months window of planning everything and getting it done. So it is a lot of work, and we have a committee of volunteers, which have been absolutely amazing. And then, of course, we have the auxiliary support as well. And then even the vendors are helping us. So we have a couple of incredible vendors, including the 4T Arena, who has been just a pleasure to work with and so amazing during the process. But it's about, especially the biggest challenge, I think, to this point has been we want this to be very different than something our community has ever seen. Very, for lack of a better term, it's going to be bougie. It's going to be different. It's going to be fun, something unique. And we want this to be the inaugural year. So we want this to be something that people look forward to every single year. It's going to be the new signature event and something very new for our community. So we've kind of thrown out the playbook and just gone for it. And so we're going to have a vintage ice cream truck there. We're going to have likely somebody walking around, like interviewing people. We're going to be streaming the races live. We're going to have different seating areas. So it's not going to be the formal dinner, that a lot of these events, which is amazing, but a lot of these events have, a formal sit down. We're not doing that. We've thrown that out. We're going to do different conversational areas. This is going to feel like you're in a big tent and think Downton Abbey meets Bridgerton. That's what we're going for. So, yeah, it's going to be so exciting.
It's going to be fun, and there's a lot of energy because it's centered around an event that everybody looks forward to. And again, the Derbies is just like there's the huge buildup, and then there's this huge release of energy, right?
Yes.
So that ripples through the crowd, and you use that, right? You play off that.
Oh, absolutely. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to have prizes too. So there's still going to be betting legally, but there's still going to be ways to win prizes. And, again, like I said, like the bourbon tasting and the different hors d'oeuvres. We're even going to have a charcuterie board that's ginormous where people can kind of munch all day. I mean, and then, of course, you cannot forget the hats.
Right, yeah.
That's the best part.
It has to be a contest built around the hats.
I mean, the hats are the signature almost. Yeah, we're even going to have somebody there selling signature specific hats for the event. So we are not messing around. We're going all in. And I'll tell you, from someone, I mean, I've known this was going to happen. I was asked to join and do this last year, actually, at this time. So for me, this planning and thought process is, by the time it comes to fruition, it'll be about 18 months, which is crazy. But I can tell everyone out there that purchasing a hat is actually one of the most stressful parts, because there are so many different hats to choose from, and they are all amazing and abrasive kind of in their own way, and I love it. That's the whole point. That's the whole part of it. So yeah. Oh, and something else to mention is we're even getting shuttles, because Forte Arena is in Bridgeport, so we have deals with the local hotels that are right there, kind of off the Jerry Dove Drive exit. And then we also have shuttles from Morgantown, so that helps. So, if people want to have an afternoon mint julep or, bourbon drink or whatever, we are trying to provide ways to safely get there and safely get back.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. So the shuttle's in place both locally and the roughly 30-mile trip down 79 from Morgantown to Bridgeport. So that's a great idea. We are with Sarah McGuire, Mon Health Medical Center auxiliary volunteer, and she's at the forefront of planning this event, the Derby, which will take place Saturday, May 3rd. So you got roughly 6 weeks to pick out that perfect hat and get involved. And we're going to take a quick break where we'll come back and talk a little bit more about the auxiliary and what it's accomplished and how important it is. We'll continue the conversation in a moment. Stay with us. We're back right after this on WAJR.
Now back to Mon Health Talk, a discussion of the issues, people, and procedures in healthcare today. If you have a question for one of our healthcare guests, call now at 304-296-0041.
No medical talk today. We're having fun. We're talking about an event coming up May the 3rd. It's put on by the Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary. It is the Derby, again, Saturday, May 3rd, 3 to 7:30 p.m., Forte Arena in Bridgeport, and one of the organizers is Sarah McGuire. And, of course, Sarah, you need that arena just for the hats. Like, you need need the space for the hats. Do you have your hat? Do you have a hat picked out yet? Have you been working on that?
I have it saved, yes. I'm very nervous to actually place the order for it because who knows? But, yeah, I just bought my dress, too. So I am not you can vouch for this. I am a strictly wear black pretty much all of the time person. Very Johnny Cash in that way in my style, and I went straight up baby blue. I was like,
wow.
Let's go. Let's do Kentucky Derby the way it's supposed to be done. So cool. I'm excited for the dresses, for the hats, even for what the guys are going to wear. I'm excited for that. That's a whole part of the fashion of this event is a whole other side of it as well.
No question.
Yeah.
Okay, tickets are $100, and how do people go about getting the tickets and making reservations for this event?
Great question. So you can go to monhealth.com/the Derby, and that'll get you there. We also, it is on the website too, or on Facebook too. So if it's easier to go to Facebook, you can find us on the Mon Health Medical Center Facebook page. We've been making posts. And you can just learn more about the Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary too at monhealth.com. And then I've been working closely with Jacob Mulder. He's a manager of volunteer services. So he and I, this is kind of, we're at the point now where he and I are pretty much talking 5 times a day. So he's also been helping a lot. More than I can say on this event, but it's been really great. So yeah, we managed to get the landing page up, tickets to sell, all of that is live, and you can find all of the information. Yeah, again at monhealth.com/the Derby.
And of course, Jacob's always looking for help in terms of volunteers, and He's always recruiting help for the auxiliary too. So spend a moment there and talk. I know at the beginning we discussed what the auxiliary is all about, but it is crucial. It's absolutely crucial to the existence of Mon Health. So what are some other things the auxiliary does and some of the things that it's accomplished through the years?
Oh, yeah. It really is all about fundraising, well, providing volunteer services, of course, but then fundraising and being able to give back through programs and resources in the community. So just to give you an idea, I mean, the Derby, of course, our proceeds are going to help these different programs, but then some past projects that we've done is pledged $1 million over a 7-year period to help with like equipment upgrades, purchase of medical devices, that type of thing. There was another program called Angel Gowns for families to wrap their lost babies in wedding dress that was made from baby gowns, like obviously really sad and emotional there. And then also different things like putting in non-skid floors to help with things, you know. And like I said earlier, the P3 program, which is something what our initiative was with the Ball of the Year in 2019, I believe. And that was meant to, because we realized that there's not a lot of resources in this community for women postpartum. And so the P3 program was funded with the help of the auxiliary to help support those women by providing resources. And in fact, it's still in place now and expanding into pregnancy loss and helping women while they're pregnant too. So, I mean, if you think about just like that, you know, well of support that they provide from, you know, from medical devices to, you know, pregnancy to, you know, non-skid floors and making sure that people are safe when they're walking. I mean, we're really a wide array of support comes from the auxiliary. So it really is important. And really, it's passionate people trying to give back to their community. So even if you're interested in joining the auxiliary, we would absolutely love it. It's needed. We need the help. And yeah. Yeah.
So again, Jacob Mulder with the auxiliary, his number 304-285-6693. He's the manager of volunteer services with Mon Health. And if you're interested in the auxiliary, I would imagine if you're interested in volunteering and helping around the hospital, Jacob would be the guy to contact. Yes, he would be. And also he's one of the nicest humans on the planet. So, you know, you can't go wrong with Jacob. Yeah. Okay. Great. So let's get back into the Derby here. The planning stage, you're going obviously into the next gear because it's coming right up. So what's going to happen between now and the event on May the 3rd? So this Wednesday, actually, we are pretty much having a sprint day internally. So there's a group of us that have been working hard, including the president of the auxiliary and Jacob, who we've been talking about a lot. We're getting together and we are making all the purchases for the event. So a lot of the decor items. Essentially, when I was talking earlier about a Bridgerton / Downton Abbey vibe that we're going for, we are really making the inside of the 4T Arena feel like you're at an outside, tented, beautiful event is what we're doing. So there's going to be turf, there's going to be couches, there's going to be all sorts of stuff, and we're getting all of that in line on Wednesday. And then, of course, also securing the giant TVs that we'll have to stream the actual races, because that's key to the event. Sure. That's exciting. The excitement, that's where the excitement's generated from. Yes. I'm really excited about that. And just I'm excited for Wednesday because, you know, this is the last big order that we have to get everything in and get it ready to set up for the event. And so once that's done, I feel like now it's just the execution part of it, which is right. Which is also, you know, really, really exciting. I don't know if I'm more excited, anxious, or nervous. It's kind of all three, all built into one. I believe in this event, and I think that it is really, truly going to be the next, you know, event that people want to go to in our community. We haven't had a new event like this in years, you know, so
it's an opportunity to create something new and exciting for everybody to go to, and for a good cause. Why not?
Sure, absolutely. It's a great cause. Okay, we got a little bit more than a minute left, and you mentioned previously that the ball of the year, like the hospital's going to take over the planning, so not so much the auxiliary now, but there's got to be some role, right, for the auxiliary in that event?
Yeah, we of course help support, but the hospital foundation, so it's all kind of intertwined, but the hospital foundation, I believe, is the one that's taking over planning the ball of the year now. So they're the ones, so it is absolutely still happening. And of course they're going to be taking from, a lot of the things that we've set up from the auxiliary in the past and the connections that we've had. So it's going to look and feel very similar. There's not going to be a big difference. Except this year's theme is like Wild West, I believe, which is super exciting. I don't know if I was allowed to say that, but I just did. So
right.
Nobody hurt me if I say that. But anyway, so it's going to be a really fun, exciting event for this year. But yeah. So now the sad thing is the auxiliary isn't as involved at the ball of the year as we have in the past. But the excitement is now we get two giant events. So, there's something in the spring, which is the Derby, and then the ball of the year in the fall. So we get to do two different types of things, which is really exciting.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, Sarah, well, this is fun. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's even going to be more fun on May the 3rd. We encourage people to get their tickets, monhealth.com/thederby. And tickets are $100. Obviously, a Facebook page out there as well if you want to go that route. Saturday, May 3rd, starts at 3 o'clock, 4T Arena in Bridgeport. Tickets are $100, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for your time this morning. Good to catch up with you. And
you too.
Let's do it again here before the event.
Please. Absolutely. Would love that.
Very good. Sarah McGuire, thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Sarah McGuire, Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary, planning the Derby Saturday, May the 3rd. That's the big day. So, again, get your tickets and make plans, get the hat ordered, plan out your outfit, and go and have some fun. That's coming up in May. That's Mon Health Talk for this Monday on WAJR.